Langston Hughes, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. Here's a short biography of Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes was born on February 1st, 1902, in Joplin, Missouri. Langston Hughes was an American poet, novelist, and playwright whose African American themes made him a primary contributor to the Harlem Renaissance in the 1920s. He published his first poem in 1921. He attended Columbia University, but left after 1 year to travel. His poetry was later promoted by Vachel Lindsay, and Hughes published his first book in 1926. He went on to write countless works of poetry and plays, as well as a popular column for the Chicago Defender. He died on May 22, 1967. And now the poem. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut through the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sun. Sunset. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. Theme 1. Perseverance. In The Negro Speaks of Rivers, as our speaker charts the heritage of Black Americans, beginning with the cradle of civilization in the Middle East and ending with references to slavery, as seen from the Mississippi River, he traces over 4,000 years of history. He tells us that a result of all that he has seen, heard, done, and witnessed, his soul has grown deep as rivers. Rivers have stood the test of time and carry on incredible wisdom as a result. Hughes draws a connection between the rivers and the Black community, which has endured much and carries an equally profound and powerful wisdom. Theme 2. Memory and the Past. In The Negro Speaks of Rivers, our speaker seems to be one person at first, but soon we get the feeling that he is a speaker for an entire community. His voice just might be a collective voice of a people. In telling the story of this community from the dawn of civilization until the end of slavery in America, really until the Harlem Renaissance, considering poet Langston Hughes was from that era, the speaker records a history for his community, puts it down in writing. He uses his memory of the past to celebrate the present moment and to instill pride in his community. Theme 3. Race. The title of The Negro Speaks of Rivers lets us know early on that the story that follows is told from the perspective of a member of the Black community. Our speaker begins telling the tale of the birthplace of all civilization by taking us to the Euphrates River, but he ends at a time and place tied to the history of slavery and racism in America, when Abe Lincoln rowed a boat down the Mississippi River, witnessing for the first time the horrors of slavery. Our speaker watches the muddy Mississippi turn golden in the light of the setting sun, suggesting the transformation from slavery to freedom that many Americans experienced after the Civil War. He celebrates the Black community in this way. Theme 4: Freedom and Confinement. On our journey through time in the poem, our speaker begins with the cradle of civilization on the banks of the Euphrates River. Next, he stops by the Congo River basin, where we were lulled by the lapping waters and are reminded of the hypothesis that humans originated in Africa, and heads toward Egypt, where we join other peasants, perhaps forced into working in building the pyramids. Lastly, he ends the tour at the Mississippi River, the heart of slavery in America. The journey takes us from moments of freedom, the Euphrates and the Congo, toward confinement, being the Nile and the Mississippi. Ultimately, we watch the end of slavery and see freedom restored.